Welcome home, everyone. You are here on the Carl and Jinger Family channel, where every day is a new day. We're making it an awesome one. Ah! It didn't come out! Oh no! We have a giant gummy Oreo cookie, you guys. Today we're going to attempt to make a giant gummy Oreo cookie. What do you think, Kyle?
We're making a giant Oreo?
Yes, a giant gummy Oreo. You see what I did there? I was pretty clever. I used a hot glue gun and I tried to make a mirror image of the top of an Oreo cookie. So when we pour the gummy in there and flip it over to take it out for the top, it's gonna actually kind of hopefully look like a real giant Oreo. We've made a giant Oreo cookie before, but we did a realistic one using real Oreo cookies. We've never made a giant gummy one, and so I think it's about time that I got my little helper Kyle here and we made a giant Oreo cookie out of gummy.
It doesn't spell Oreo at all.
It doesn't, you don't think? Come over here to the mirror and I'll show you what I mean. Bring that with you. Climb up on the couch there and hold that in the mirror and see.
Oh, it says Oreo!
See? Na na na. That's what it's gonna do when we get it out of the pan. So what are the parts of an Oreo cookie, Kyle, that you think we need to make?
2 cookies and 1 filling.
That's right. So we're gonna have to make 2 cookies in here and then we'll make 1 cream filling in there. How about that?
Yeah.
I think the easiest way to do this, Kyle, we only have 2 of these giant pans. We really need 3, but I think we can make this work if we do it in smaller batches. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think so too. So we're gonna use this pot with water, and I think what we'll do is we'll do the 2 cookie tops. We'll only have the artwork on one of them. This one will be the bottom cookie. And we need to put water in this pot that's equal to 2 of these full of water. How about that? There we go. We're gonna fill this up twice and transfer the water into the pot, and then we'll know that we have the exact amount that we need to fill up our pan. We don't waste anything.
I'll hold the pot stable.
I've already got myself in a pickle here, huh? Ah! We're just gonna go for it. Whatever. Well, you wouldn't think it, but one of these pans is almost exactly half of this big pot. So we only need to add like a little bit more water, and then when we add the gelatin and the jello and all of that stuff to make it final, it's almost 1 full pot. So we might even need a bigger pot. Should we get a bigger one? Be careful.
Yeah.
Just to be safe.
This ought to work.
I think that will work just fine. So we'll just put 2 of these in there. It'll take a lot more gummy than I anticipated. I've got my gigantic stirring whisk. We have our pot full of water. Now we're gonna add gelatin. This is just basic gelatin. And we've got a way better recipe for gummy that actually tastes good and sets up not like Jello, but real gummy this time. So we're gonna add 2, that's about a half scoop, so keep going. We're gonna need like 2 more of those. This part always smells really bad, doesn't it?
I don't smell anything.
You don't? You might need to blow your nose or something because it kind of stinks. Yeah, the regular gelatin in the water never really smells that good. It's pretty thick, but notice we don't have this on the stove yet. We're just doing it right on the countertop. We're gonna mix in all of our ingredients until they're mixed in. It kind of looks like sandy, murky water, and then we're gonna bring it to a boil and cool it down. We just wanna make sure and get all of these lumps out before we add too many ingredients in here.
That is cool.
That mixes it up pretty good. See how thick that is though? Kyle's gonna add the sugar in. He says he's gonna do it carefully. Keep going. You got it. You got this. I'll say when. Keep going. More. There you go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. And that's probably good. Whoa, whoa. Sugar spraying everywhere, dude. That's okay. We can have a sugar party. It's all good. It kind of looks like applesauce right now, which is the way that we want it to look. But we need to get that Oreo cookie color, which is going to be accomplished with this caramel food coloring, which is normally used for doing like soda or like cola flavored snow cones. But we're gonna add it into our gummy mixture to turn this like that dark chocolatey blackish brown color that you get out of Oreos. That looks pretty good, right?
Yeah.
That's looking like Oreo cookie right there already. Look at that. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks good. I think we got it all mixed up. Now it's just time to put it on the stove, and we gotta bring it all up to a boil to get the sugar to caramelize, and all of it will smooth out and become clear and exactly the color that we want, and then it'll be perfect. You're gonna notice that the hotter the gummy solution gets, the more it thins out. So you just wanna get it to where all of it is like dissolved and it's boiled in together. Everything is brought up to temperature. You wanna bring it all the way up to a boil, because that's a mistake we've made in the past. If you don't bring the sugar and the gelatin up to a boil and then let it cool off, then it doesn't really set up and you end up just basically with Jell-O. But when you use the gelatin and the sugar and everything and you bring it all the way up to that temperature and then let it cool off, then it actually sets up a lot more stiff like real gummy. You also want to keep stirring the entire time off the bottom so that the bottom of your pot doesn't just like scorch with gelatin burned on the bottom. If you don't stir it and let it scrape on the bottom of the pot, it's gonna turn black and it smells really bad. Our pot of gummy is starting to come along nicely. So in the meantime, here's our Twitter follower of the day. If you want to be the Twitter follower of the day or the Instagram follower of the video, just follow us on Instagram or Twitter. Our handles are down in the description below. There's always one special moment when you're making gummy where you have the opportunity to get rid of all of the foam, and you have to take it when it comes. Right when you take the gummy solution off of the heat to let it cool down, all of the air bubbles rise to the top, and this will actually make your gummy look all cloudy and bubbly. So you want to scoop this off before it gets too cold. There we go, that looks a lot better. I've scooped off almost all of the bubbles. There's just a few air bubbles on the top, but we just need to let this cool and then we can pour it in the molds. One thing that I'm worried about is I don't want the gummy solution to be so hot that it actually melts the hot glue that I have in the pan. So I just put this candy thermometer in there, and I noticed that hot glue melts at 250 and we're at about 140, so we should be good to go. Time to pour it in the molds for our cookie bits. Are you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, your job is to laugh at me while I spill this everywhere.
Okay.
I'm gonna try really hard not to. I'm gonna aim right down the side, but sometimes it just sloshes, so I'm gonna actually put the bottom over here. Go nice and steady.
That actually looks like a real Oreo.
So far so good. It's not melting the hot glue. Man, it's really heavy. This whole pot probably weighs like a good 40, 50 pounds, I would say. Oh, I gotta take a break. First one's done, now we just gotta fill up this one.
I think we should just go.
Oh, it'll just make a big mess, but I can go faster because it's not as full now. I think it's gonna look pretty good.
Yeah.
This will be our bottom one, and this one over here is gonna be our top one. I've actually marked this one on the side so I know exactly which way's up and that this is the top piece. Now that our cookies are poured, we just need these to cool off and turn into gummy, and then we're gonna take this one out and use the same pad to make our stuffing in the middle, right? While we're waiting for these to cool, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already, so you can be part of our notification squad.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we fight. And we're back. The 2 gummy cookies are done, but I noticed a little problem. My idea to use the hot glue may or may not have worked, but look, here's the E for Oreo, and it's come loose and floated to the top. And like, here's part of another letter right there. That would be the O-R-E-O. So the R kind of floated up right there and the E floated up. So I don't know if the decorations worked or not, but this cookie might be full of hot glue instead of doing what I really wanted it to do. Let's get this one out of the pan so we can fill this up with the white creamy filling. Let's see how this works. Ready, set, go. It didn't come out, oh no. If I can get it started, oh, there we go. I just got it. I think it may have just come out of the mold. There we go. Just got a little bit hung up there. Looks good. Kyle, we got our first gummy out. Look. It's a little bit sticky and tacky on the bottom. Maybe it's not all the way done. Maybe we should let it continue to set up a little bit more. That's gonna make a huge Oreo cookie when we're all done, huh?
Yeah.
It's gonna look really cool. We've got the bottom one done, the top one's done. We just gotta flip it over. In order to make the cream filling, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing, only instead of adding the brown food coloring, I'm just going to add milk. And it goes from a yellow gummy to a creamy white Oreo cookie center. Just gotta get it all stirred in nicely in here. It is now the next morning. We have some kind of weird light coming through the windows from the sunshine and everything. But look, our white cream filling is completely done now, Kyle, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So here's what I've done that I want you to help me with. The white cream filling on an Oreo cookie is always a little bit more narrow
or
inside.
Like shorter.
It's shorter inside, right?
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've cut like a thin strip around the outside. So I need you to help me pull this out. You want to start on this side? And we'll pull this gummy out to make it thinner around the edges. Can you get it? Just dig your finger down in there and dig that thing out of there. You can get it and lift up.
Got it.
Got it. All right, so we're gonna take that out. That's gonna make it a lot easier for us to put the cream filling on top of our bottom cookie. Woo! That's actually really fun, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that, you can make some really fun, crazy gummy shapes if you just did big cookie sheets or pans full of gummy and then cut it out. That looks awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. The next step is I'm just gonna lift this out carefully and set it right on top because we got a really good batch of gummy this time.
That must be heavy.
It's not that heavy, it actually is just right. So now I'm just gonna set this on here for the creamy center.
Look, exactly right there.
Does that look good?
Yeah. It just has like about a ½ inch at the front.
That looks really good, I think. I think it looks awesome. Now we have our top cookie and the hot glue, a bunch of it didn't work. It floated up through off the non-stick pan. So maybe we should have tried something else. Kyle, you want to peel that little E off of there? Oh, that's weird. So we didn't get an E from the Oreo. Oh well. Here we go. Did it come out? It's coming out of there.
It's out.
It's released from the mold. Oh, it kind of says Oreo, but not really. All the letters and shapes like fell away. They all floated away into the gummy. The idea was to be able to pull all of this out. Oh, the hot glue idea did not work, did it? That really does not look like an Oreo cookie on the top. I tried something really artistic and creative, but it didn't really work, did it, Kyle?
It's fine though.
It's fine. Let's just put it on there. We'll see how the final thing looks in the end. It's time to put the top cookie on. Oh man, it's trying to split. Where all the hot glue was, it's cracking open, so I gotta go quick. Here we go.
Quick.
I get it?
Yep, you got it. You got it.
Woo! It's on there. I think it's on there. We have a giant gummy Oreo cookie, you guys. We totally successfully did it. Does it look like an Oreo?
Yeah. It does.
It looks like a big gummy Oreo cookie. It totally worked. That's awesome, Kyle. We did it. Give me a high five. A good one. Double high five. High 10. Yeah. I think that we should taste test this because we added some sugar to it. I'm going to try some of the cream filling.
I'm going to try both.
Maybe I'll try a little bit of both too. We'll do it like a gummy Oreo cookie. You ready?
Oh, I didn't get
Here,
it.
you can have a chunk of my white here. Let's try this. Ready, set, go. It's a little bit bland. We get too conservative with the sugar. If it had more sugar, it'd probably be delicious, but it doesn't taste too bad. Well, that's it for our giant gummy Oreo cookie. I think it turned out really great. Tell us down in the comments below what we should make out of giant gummy stuff next, and we will try it.
Thanks for watching. Click any of these other videos to watch more, and I'll see you guys next time.